What up? What up? Thanks. Am I loud enough, y'all? What's up? Good morning. Welcome to the live, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Shout out to me for making it to 4,000 subscribers, y'all. I know I ain't been as consistent as I should, but man, it is what it is at the end of the day. You can get marrying up out of here. We ain't got time for that stuff early as hell in the morning. No one's gonna make me shut up. So, I mean, I'm just gonna keep talking. Um, but I just want to talk to y'all. You sure you can hear me? I don't. If you could turn it up, am I loud enough? So you're not gonna tell a person to shut up, especially someone that was born and raised in the city of Chicago, been here my whole entire life, still living here, and this bull crap that's going on. Um, I just want to talk about Chicago beef and how it turns deadly, you know? And we must know for sure that we have a very high influence on other cities, other states. I know I talked about this before, but you know, and I might sound like a motor mouth today. So if you don't like anything that comes out of my mouth, you're more than welcome to leave the stream. I'm not putting a gun to your head and telling you to stay. But people need to know something, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people tend to speak on Chicago and stuff like that. And not saying that you can't have your input on what goes on here, but a lot of people tend to speak on Chicago and they don't even know what really, really, really go on, like for real. Like you really have to live here and live in this shit. You really gotta live. You really would have to live in the trenches. You don't even know how many people it is that's from Chicago. Well, they claim they from Chicago, but they as live in Naperville. They claim they from Chicago. They know about Chicago shootings and shit like that, but they as live downtown. They live in a safe ass neighborhoods and stuff like that. Born and raised in Chicago. Where do I start? Shit, I was born and raised on the west side. Migrated to the south side of Chicago and then lived to south side of Chicago damn near majority of my whole damn life. I'm from damn near every area, every freaking hood you could think of. I don't have a specific. What's up, Nat? I didn't even see these comments. What's up, Mike Check? Uh, I don't know. Marco play games. I don't know what you talking about. But you know, I started seeing violence, Chicago violence at a very young age. And I stayed near O Block at the time. I'm not gonna say the specific neighborhood, the specific, but I literally stayed walking distance, a few blocks over from O Block. At a young age, I saw stuff happen. See, back then it was a lot of gang violence. Back then, gangs was coming through your neighborhood, stealing your car in the middle of the night. You know, and breaking into people cribs and shit like that. But they also had some form of respect at the same time. Unfortunately, ain't that crazy? It wasn't like shootings and things like that that I can recall. It was a lot of robberies and fights. People was getting their ass jumped. Now, actually, I do remember back when I was young. One time a little boy, cause it was like a park that was literally 100 matter of fact 500 feet away from my house at the time. So I remember a little boy had got shot and killed inside of the park. That's all. I didn't hear the gunshots, but I did hear the next morning that I woke up that a little boy got shot and killed in the park. Yeah, it was dangerous. And My mom's car got stolen like 5 different times and shit like that in the middle of the night. I don't know how the fuck they was able to do it. But see, we talking back in the 90s, you know. Um, as I got older and stuff like that, like high school, grammar school. Matter of fact, when I was in grammar school, it was a lot of fights and stuff going on, gang fights, gang affiliation. When I got into high school, we gonna fast forward to around the time. I'm not sure if y'all heard about Darion Albert. You know, Darion Albert went to the same exact high school I went to, and he got killed unfortunately in a gang fight. Um, After that, the next year it really jumped off. It really jumped off into straight up real, real life like shootings. It started happening. People started carrying guns on them. You know, the drill rap music happened in 2011. I think, yeah, it was like 2012, 2011, 2012. That's when it all started. And from then it just started blowing up over time, and it just started getting worse and worse and worse. Now it done got to a point where children, little children, are dying behind gun violence because they want to be in the streets, because they are highly influenced by big Chicago rappers, you know what I'm saying, like G Herbo, uh Lil Durk, you know, Chief Keef. They grew up listening to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? They grew up listening to this stuff. I have a 12 and a half year old daughter. Shout out to her. It's her first day of seventh grade today. And I would be damn. I would be damn if my child, you know, get into some gang affiliation or end up somehow saying, Mom, guess what? I want to be a drill rapper. So I want to push this message today to, you know, let y'all know that this stuff ain't cute. It's not cool. It ain't cute. It ain't nothing funny about it. People really trolling each other on the internet, losing their lives behind this. Like I said, I have a 12, almost 13-year-old daughter. And, you know, I don't want her getting in the midst of all this. Unfortunately, we cannot stop our children. We can't stop our children when they want to do stuff like this. Unfortunately, you could try your best, you know. You said, I feel the violence put in music just destroys the mindset of most of these youngsters like the older generation did us. Yes. Because if you ask me, it really started with Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? If you go back to all the way back to in the days, all the way back in the 80s, you know, it started there. And it blew up in the worst way. You know, it started with fuck the police. And it influenced everybody to say fuck the police, you know. Um, they was rapping about the police and all type of stuff back then. And now look at these drill rappers, man. I don't know what it is that's getting in their heads. They're saying, you know what? Go ahead and do some music. You gonna make money. You might lose your life behind it. A lot of these little niggas know that if they do this type of music, they could potentially lose their life. But you know what? Yesterday, I seen something on the internet that was very disturbing here in Chicago. Unfortunately, you know, you got these Chicago content creators that are interviewing other Chicago drill rappers, and they interviewing they ops, and you know, and they know what's going on. They causing a lot of chaos. Let's be 100. Y'all sitting up here with these Chicago drill rappers sitting behind the camera, knowing goddamn well that it's gonna start something. It's gonna start another war, you know, because all you're gonna do is interview them and question them about who they into it with, why they into it with them, you know, and how did it all start, you know. There's no way that you're finna tell me that you're pushing peace, though. There is no way that you're about to tell me that you're pushing peace if you got every Chicago drill rapper there is coming to sit their ass on your couch and tell you who they into it with. And then, you know, a lot of these Chicago drill rappers out here, you know, they walk in these neighborhoods and stuff, and they doing these interviews, and they talking about, you know, how many bodies they didn't caught, you know, don't come in their neighborhoods. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all now. I just gotta say something. Like I said, born and raised in Chicago, pretty much the south side of Chicago my whole life. I'm gonna just say that I know that God was with me walking through these different dangerous ass neighborhoods that I used to walk in day and night. Day and night. Yes, I used to see ninjas posted on the corner, posted on the block, stuff like that. You know, and some of them really be bluffing, real talk. Let's be 100. Some of them really be just bluffing. They just be talking. Yeah, this my hood. This my hood. Don't come through here. Y'all already know what it is. Like, it's the clout that they chasing, and then they just need a reason to drop another diss track to their ops. That's all it is. And these, what kills me with this shit is the fact that these content creators from Chicago is inviting these drill rappers onto the, you know, interviews to interview them, knowing that it's gonna spark up some more shit. And excuse my language if I'm cussing. If you hear, I highly encourage you to engage if you know, interested in this topic. But see, the reason why I'm talking about this too is not only because of everything that I've been seeing on, you know, YouTube as of lately, but also most importantly is because we got Trump talking about the National Guards is coming out here. So let me just say this real quick. The National Guards coming out here, I spoke on this a couple weeks ago, and I said that, hell, you know, you should have been sent them out here when drill rap, you know, first started about 15 years ago. You know, you should have sent them out here if you was trying to clean up the crime and clean up the violence and stuff. You should have sent them out here then. Now it has gotten to the point where it's just severely outrageous. These little ninjas probably ain't gonna stop even when the National Guards come here. You know, um, the only thing that can potentially stop it is martial law going into effect. If Trump was to make martial law go into effect in the city of Chicago, I can guarantee you a lot of these little young ninjas will probably sit their ass down, probably. But let me say something too, y'all. This is the most disturbing thing. The most, come on, y'all, for real. Hit the like button. Cause I ain't, you know what? It is what it is. I just want to say this too, though, because unfortunately, the most disturbing thing about this shit is it ain't just no YNs. It's the YHs. I know y'all probably like YHs. Yes, the little young hoes. My bad, YTs. The little young thoughts. And I say that they're thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how they present themselves. They know that they're thoughts. They know that, you know, they know. They brag about the stuff that they do on camera. They show themselves doing it on camera. They be walking around here like, so, I mean, it's just they made it a normal thing. They made it normal to sleep around with different ninjas. But the worst part about it is you got Chicago drill rap coming from females now. From females. I mean, these little females out here about 18, 19, between 18 and 21. And some of them got kids. And they out here doing drill music. They out here twerking with pistols in they lap. You know what I'm saying? With their biker shorts on, doing splits, all type of stuff. If the shoe fit weird. If anybody from Chicago happen to see this video and they say, "Oh, I'm a drill rap. I do drill rap," she must be talking about me. Well, shit. If the shoe fit, wear it. Because see, my biggest thing that I'm trying to figure out is why is it females out here in Chicago that's doing drill music and twerking at the same time with pistols, with Dracos, all type of stuff, incriminating the fuck out yourself, looking dumb as hell. Then y'all doing interviews too. Then y'all into it, y'all got ops and sit your ass down somewhere. Sit down. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna give y'all my take. You said what? Sending them people ain't gonna change nothing because before drill rap, the generation before us was messing it up even more. Exactly. I mean, yeah, that's true. Chicago was always messed up. It was, but it just started getting worse over time. Over time, it got worse. But let me give y'all my take, right? Like I said, born and raised in Chicago, you know, yes, I did run with certain people. I was never gang affiliated. I was never in a gang, but I used to hang around folks that was in the gang. I used to always surround myself around these YNs back then, that was dumb as hell, hot headed, doing stupid shit. I was never in the midst of gun violence though. I can say that. I never put myself there, you know. I would always manage to somehow go home or go back to where I was at a friend's house or something and then end up finding out later on that so and so got shot at. So and so got killed. The same motherfuckers that I was just hanging out with. Yeah, I used to think that shit was cute. Of course, I was young and I wanted to be high headed too. I just wanted to be just like everybody else. You know, I used to hang with the wrong crowd as a teenager. And when I had my first child at the age of 18, I no longer felt like that shit was cute because I have a child to take care of. And the thing is, a lot of these females out here that I'm talking about, they 18, 19, 20, 21. Some of them close to my age, you know, and they got children. If having a child still did not change your mindset, we got a problem. We got a problem. See, these females that's doing this stuff is saying that what happened was, you know, I got into it with so and so think that this, that, and the third is really like that. So I'm really gonna show them. And it's like, and they just be talking all in circles. And it's like, okay, what is you saying? Like, what are you saying? What are you talking about? What are you really saying? What is your whole sole purpose of doing this? Then they turn around and they say, oh, some labels reached out to me and, I just sat. Of course, when a label reaches out to you after they peeped your ass on the internet doing drill music, dissing your ops, they're going to be very interested. Hell yeah. They gonna hit your hand with a few thousands to do some music because they enjoy the chaos. They love it. They enjoy seeing people die behind this shit. Of course, a label is gonna sign your ass. They enjoy watching y'all catch so many bodies behind this shit. And then they just keep trolling. And they keep trolling and they keep trolling until they end up dead. And I just want to say, these females out here that's doing this drill music, unfortunately, a lot of them, you know, they ain't gonna live that long, you know, because this shit get deadly. It's serious. It's deep. Because it ain't just, oh, you my opposition because you made a song about me. It ain't even necessarily that. It's just so deep. It goes so deep. You know, it's about what hood you from, who you run with, all type of stuff, who they ops is. I mean, it's dangerous. This shit dangerous. And yet and still people still be trying to come out here to Chicago doing tours and all type of shit. Yeah, let's go to O Block. Let's look at the King Von mural, you know. Let's walk through O Block. I'm gonna be honest with you. O Block has became a lot more safer than what it used to be. Let's be 100. And these kids and these teenagers, they be proud as hell to say they from O Block. Proud as fuck. They happy to show y'all violence. They're happy to go live and show y'all their neighborhood. They love living in the projects. They love it. They parents love it too. And O Block it's a lot more safer than what it used to be because it gained so much recognition and it went viral and everybody fucking knows about O Block, you know? So it's just safe as hell. It's safe as hell. They got the police all through there. They got white people walking through there, you know, Hispanics all over there now, and it's different. It's way different than how it used to be. Real talk. Cause back then, your ass wouldn't even be able to walk through there at all. At all. Anybody can walk over there now. Like I said, you see all walks of life walking through O Block now, and not a finger is lifted on them. You want to know why? Because they got the police all through the police patrolling the area, just sitting there everywhere. But people just it what amazes me is how these young teenagers and these children, they like to stay dangerous behind this shit. You know, it's I mean they find fun out of it. They find How do you find fun out of potentially losing your life behind making music that it don't sound like shit. It don't sound like shit. Yeah, with the ups, you gonna get dropped. I'm trying to see what's so fun about that. What's so amazing about that? And you know what's so sick? It's the parents that's allowing it, the parents that wants it because they see the money rolling in, and they like, man, my son making this much off of this. Go ahead, baby, do your thing. You trying to write some more music, so you allowing your son to put his life on the line for a few bands. You know, y'all not know how many Chicago rappers lost their lives behind dissing they ops, making music dedicated to their ops. I mean, this my thing right here though. If you from Chicago and you want to make music, bro, make music, bro. Do your rap shit. Stop dissing the ops though. Do your shit. Make your money. If that's how you want to make your money, if that's how you see it, that's what you want to do. Do your thing. Make your music. But stop dissing the ops in the midst of it. Just because you know that it's gonna make you more money, it's gonna gain you more clout, it's gonna make you a lot more known. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. If my dream or somehow I had a dream and it was to just make music and stuff like that, I'ma just do my thing. I'm not gonna be out here dissing the ops and stuff like that. I'm gonna make my music, make my money, and relocate somewhere else, especially when I get enough money. These motherfuckers be still living in Chicago, still trying to catch bodies. I'm telling you, these drill rap, these artists out here in Chicago, they make a lot of money off of this because they getting signed to these labels and stuff like that. But they so eager to catch a body in the midst of it, because the the negative influence of the music that they rap, it's having a really bad, heavy influence. Um, how can I say it? It got a real bad influence on them, not just everybody else, but on them. And I'm talking about, like, I seriously don't get it. You said some of them actually can rap, just need a different. Exactly, they just need a different mindset. They need a different mindset. You know, like I said, do your music if that's what you want to do. Make your money. Stop dissing the ops. Make your music about something that makes sense. Because I don't understand shit y'all be saying. I don't get it. Like, what are you saying? Huh? And then it's like when you slow it down, these motherfuckers be sounding like they off pills, all type of stuff. Like when you slow it down so you can't understand exactly what they saying. All they saying is everything about the ops. Like they dissing the ops. That's all they talking about. And they find it so amazing. They love doing it. They don't care if it's gonna cost them their life. What I don't understand, what I really and truly don't understand is is how you can sit in front of a camera and dish your ops and walk the neighborhoods comfortably after you do that, feeling like ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Shit, I'm out here. I'm out here. This my hood. My hood. Next thing you know, unfortunately, you get your ass smoked. Then what? You ain't here no more. What's up, William? You said they rather make songs for guys instead of ladies. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you, William. It really, it really seemed like they making music dedicated to their ops. Also, in the same breath, they are literally talking about, excuse me, the women that they done did it with and how she didn't, she a bop and she didn't. I'm gonna be 1,000 with you though. It, this is to a lot of these guys out here too. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't make drill music and you just make music and you talking about whores and stuff like that, let's be honest with you. If if you lay down with her, what the do that make you? If she a bop, she a hoe, she a op thot, all type of stuff, what the hell do that make you? You the same thing, bro. You didn't lay down with her, so that make you the same exact thing. You a bop, op thot, all that. You all that too. You enjoyed it too. Let's be 100. A lot of y'all be out here making this music about these females and stuff being hoes, but I mean, you enjoy laying down with her when you did, right? I don't understand why a lot of y'all guys don't want a real woman. Why you want a woman that's, as long as she a bad bitch, and she make drill music and she twerking and she a bop. I mean, that amazes you. That makes you feel good. The fact that, but my thing is these women, well, I ain't even gonna say women, because you ain't no woman. You ain't no woman if you out here twerking with pistols in between your coochie at the same time dissing your ops. You know what I'm saying? And these females is into it with niggas though. They into it with niggas. And they into it with other females as well. But most importantly, they into it with the ninjas. And you ain't no woman. You ain't no woman, ain't no woman about to be out here doing that type of stuff. I don't give a damn if you 21. I don't care. You're not a real woman. And then y'all got kids at home, bro. Or y'all got little siblings and stuff that look up to you. And you out here like and it's like, what the fuck is you saying? Then when you slow it down, they be just talking about they ops and they be bruh, they be talking about how they been in bed with they ops and I mean it's just nasty. William says, I find it weird to make the majority of songs for men. You say I find it weird to make the majority of songs for men, just my opinion. If I rapped, it would be about making people dance like exactly. Oh yeah, thank you for the $2 contribution. Thank you. Talking about you might ask for it back. Appreciate you. Shout out to William. But you know, I don't find it sexy. I don't find it cute. You know, I find nothing amazing about being a female and being a drill rap artist and dissing ops and talking about what hood you from and talking about when you catch your ops, you gonna smoke them. You a female. You a female. A lot of these females were born and raised up on masculinity. You want to know why? Because they parents was not there full term. They parents was not in the household full term, and even if they was there, they was encouraging the shit. They was encouraging it, and they parents made them feel like it's okay to be this way and to do the things that they do, and to be a op thought and you know, the queen of backdoors and all type of shit. Like, I mean, they really be out here calling these females in Chicago the queen of backdoors. However the hell you say it, I don't know. You know, it's the parents, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's the parents also. Like towards the younger generation and the teens and stuff like that, it is the damn parents. I highly blame the parents. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, unfortunately, sometimes you raise your child right and they go in the wrong direction and they do the wrong thing. But at the same time, though, a lot of these parents out here, they refuse to relocate, even though they have the financial means to do so. They refuse to relocate to put their child in a better position. They refuse to actually parent their children to tell them what they're doing wrong. A lot of these parents are like, let's be 100, we in 2025. Parenting has become extremely lazy, and it is to the point where these parents don't put they all into parenting and they don't care. They don't love their children. They don't love their children. They just love the fact that they can have children. And they abuse the fact that they can have children. And why I say that? I say that because I mean you abusing the fact that you can get pregnant. And then once you get pregnant, you abuse the fact that you could get so many benefits after your pregnancy. Low income housing, Section 8, food stamps, cash assistance, uh, all type of stuff, all type of assistance that you can get for your child. A lot of these parents, they do not care about their children. They don't love them. They just have these kids because they look at kids as a token. They just let me tell you something. I'm gonna be 1,000 with you. I done sat here and hung around females that said, you know what? I just want to have a baby so when I found my taxes, I could put. I'm telling y'all, literally. I used to hang with females that would intentionally get pregnant and have a baby. The first thing they do, they put the father on child support intentionally, And then they maintain so many benefits off of having a child because they know that a child can do what? Get them Section 8, food stamps, all type of stuff. They know that having a child can put them in a better position. It can get them out of their parents' household. Come on now. And they know that they can reap the benefits if they have a child, which is, filing their taxes. At least I could put my child on my taxes. Yeah. Like, I mean, people are not having children because they want to have children. They not out here having children because they want a family. That's not what they doing. Especially in the city of Chicago. These females is out here getting knocked up back to back. They get knocked up by their ops. They so-called ops, all type of stuff. They sleeping with the ops and getting pregnant by 'em. Then they dissing they baby daddies and dissing the baby daddies online and calling him they ops and next thing you know the baby daddy and the baby mama into it and there's a child that was just born and y'all just had and this baby is in the midst of all of that. But y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. Y'all still gonna continue to do what y'all been doing before the baby got here. And that's just sad. You said they need guidance, not an extra iPhone or car with money. They thank you. Tell them. Tell them. Tell them. Tell them. Say it for the people in the back. Say it for the people in the back. Give me a second, y'all. You say I bet that's the mainly the reason for most of them committing violence. Okay, William says one of my sister's best friend was in a college class with me, but we never spoke. No one knew we knew each other. She randomly spoke to me, warning me that a few ladies on campus were plotting to see who would get pregnant by me first. So yeah, I never entertained anyone on campus after that. You see what I'm saying? I'm not lying to y'all. These females, they literally get pregnant to reap the benefits of pregnancy. I'm telling you. Because, like I said, when you get pregnant, even I know this. I know, okay? I have children. I have children. When you get pregnant, it's so many benefits that you can get from it. And I'm not saying it because, that's what the fuck I was doing. Listen, I wanted a family. That's what I want. I want a real family, and that's what I have. Okay. I'm not out here getting knocked up and getting pregnant and stuff like that. Just so I can go ahead and next thing you know, this my baby daddy just so I can have a reason to put him on child support and all type of stuff. No, these females is really out here, just like William said, plotting on who they can get pregnant by. These females is out here setting up their own ex-boyfriend, boyfriends and all type of stuff. They out here setting them up to get killed. They they backdooring them, if that's what you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? They mess around with them. They sleep with them. They do all type of stuff where they go on dates with them. They tell them they love them. They get pregnant by them and everything. Next thing you know, they get them set up to get killed. Just wicked, cold-hearted, young black women out here. Young black women out here, and they think it's cute. They think it's sexy. They laugh about it. You can look in their eyes and just there's no sympathy, no sympathy, no pain, no heartache, nothing. Nothing is there. They just soulless. All they want to do is get popped off constantly, continue to make the music that they've been making if they was doing that, or just being in chaotic situations. They love it like that. You said that is so wrong to the child being created for money instead of to live a long, happy, healthy life. Exactly. Uh, you said getting pregnant been a hustle for a long time. Not many value a real relationship and nuclear family. You know, and this is a lot of people don't talk about this. They don't talk about it because they don't believe it. That's why. They don't talk about it because they don't believe it. They don't believe it's even possible to do something like that. They feel like, yeah, I mean, they were in a relationship. Of course, they're not going to be together anymore. She's just pregnant. Maybe he broke up with her. Maybe it was like, no, I'm going to tell y'all some real shit. And this is coming from a woman like myself, born and raised in the trenches of Chicago. I have seen and heard a lot of things go on. And these women out here, these females out here, they get pregnant simply, like I said, they get pregnant simply to reap the benefits. That's it. That's all. There's is and after that, they don't want no family. I promise you, most of them, they don't want a relationship. They don't want no family. They don't want to be with nobody. Okay? And the same with these ninjas too. They be wanting the same thing. Okay, well, I mean, she pregnant, so it is what it is. And they are perfectly fine with knowing that they have a child on the way and not being there for the child. They perfectly fine with that. It's 13-year-old YNs out here getting females pregnant. Can't make this up. It's a lot of teen pregnancies. It's a lot of teen pregnancies. It's a lot of, teens out here giving it up easily at the age of 12. They 12. They 11 years old too. And a lot of these parents, they don't give a damn who their kids end up in bed with. Long as your ass come home at night, that's all they care about. Long as they don't see you on the news and you ain't dead, that's all they care about. Because the moment that they see you on the news and they see that you're dead, then they're gonna come running and they're gonna be crying and then they're gonna be pleading for help and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, my baby, they died to gun violence, this senseless killing." Well, let's be 100, ma'am or sir, or both ma'am and sir. You allowed your child out here in the streets, the dangerous streets of Chicago at that. Yeah, a lot of these guys do plot on females getting pregnant. If you go to these females that do drill rap music in the city of Chicago, right? A lot of these guys, they loving it, and they in the comment sections talking about how they need them in their life, and they want to get them pregnant, and they want to impregnate them, and they want to have sex with them, and you don't care about you know the demonic soul ties that may bring. You don't care about that when you lay down with someone who just got done laying down with someone else. You gonna be fighting they demons. Real talk. And a lot of them don't care about that. They very dismissive towards stuff like that because guess what? They don't believe it. And a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about, people just don't believe it overall. They just feel like, oh, she just rambling, she just talking, she just. I mean, be my guest and go check out those videos that I'm talking about. If you go, I don't even want to say no names. I'm not gonna lie to you because I live in Chicago and I don't want to be anybody's target just because I'm speaking the truth. I don't want to be a target. I don't want a target to be on my back because I'm telling the fucking truth. So I want y'all to go check out those videos that I'm talking about. You're gonna see exactly what the hell I'm talking about. A lot of these females out here is doing drill music and they twerking, and some of them got kids, and they be holding on to the guns and stuff like that at the same time. Right. It ain't been spoken on enough because, like I said, people don't believe it. They just feel like, I mean, she got pregnant and, baby daddy left her, baby daddy did her wrong. It's always about, the father. It's always about the father of the child that's doing wrong, and what people think that the situation is, it's the father of the child. And I'm telling y'all on some real stuff, it's the females. Majority of the time it's the females. They're the ones that's plotting on getting pregnant. They know. Y'all finna make me go into something real quick. Real quick. I'm gonna read this comment first. You said now you don't agree with Trump, but you hope he uh I think you said pissed them off by making fathers get income tax for being on child support. Facts. Facts. I do feel like, they need to crack down on child support, and that is gonna be another topic that we talk about at some point. But yeah, I did talk about child support before in one of my live streams, so y'all can go back and look at that one because I talked about child support. That was like months ago. But yeah, I do hope that they do crack down on the child support system. And why I say that, I hate it. I hate the child support system. I'm gonna be honest with you because they do the men so wrong. And I'm not trying to vouch for every man that is on child support, because a lot of these guys out here that don't want any parts of being in a child's life, just simply just don't want to be there, just don't want to parent, just I you deserve to be on child support, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now if it's a guy that's trying to get away from a toxic ass woman, and she's being extremely toxic towards him, unfortunately, y'all gonna have to take that up with the system, unfortunately, because she ain't gonna stop, you know. Um, then you got some men that willingly just say, look, just put me on child support because I tried it with you. I tried to co-parent, I can't deal with you because you acting crazy. Unfortunately, they decide to go that route. But then you got the women, they get out here, they open up their legs, they get pregnant, and they say, oh, I'm put you on child support. You know, and they put you on child support simply just because they want to reap the benefits of what you get from your job, how much you make, and they want to cut it at. You know what I'm saying? Even though they got their own job and everything, they doing well for themselves, and they just feel like you broke up with me, you know, you broke up with me, you went your separate ways. I need a cut of what you got. I want to interrupt your life. I don't want you to be able to have a great life. They need to crack down on child support. You said it is why I dress like I am barely getting by, flying under the radar. Can't show too much flashy things unless I'm going to an event, but never just chilling. Wow, exactly, exactly. You know, it it's to the. I mean, these females they get hot and ready like Lil Caesar's pizza when they see a ninja with some chains on, looking nice, with your hair lined up and cut, or your dreads retwisted, and they see you get in a nice car. It seemed like they want and they need you, and they plot on pregnancy at that second. So being that I just let me go back to what exactly I was about to say. These females, y'all, I'm telling you, bro, they plot on pregnancy. They plot on getting pregnant. They pick out who they want to get pregnant by, and they plot. It is just as simple as it gets. All you have to do to plot on pregnancy is ovulate. And I know this might turn into like a whole nother subject real quick, but a lot of I hate when these females, or these guys, they be like, he talking about pregnancy hustle, exactly. But I hate when these females be like, you got me pregnant. You knew what you was doing. Baby girl, you knew exactly what the hell you was doing too, most importantly. Because in order for him to get you pregnant, you know that you must ovulate. Let's be 100. A lot. I think I'm going to do a live stream specifically on pregnancy. because a lot of these women act like they don't know about their own damn body. Real talk. Stop lying. Y'all know goddamn well that in order to get pregnant, you have to be ovulating. I hate that shit. And I hate when y'all sit up here and y'all put these men on child support and y'all be like, oh, he going on child support because he got me pregnant. Baby girl, you knew what you were doing when you laid your ass down in the bed and you opened up your legs. You had to be ovulating in order for him to get you pregnant. Any man can lay down with you at any given day and and let off a clip in you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say that because I know I'm trying to be as censored as possible with saying certain things regarding sex because YouTube they just be weird as hell. But any man can let it off up in you, you know, at any given day, and you won't get pregnant. But in order for you to have a baby developing in your womb, in order for a pregnancy test to come up positive, you knew what the fuck you was doing when you laid your ass down with this man. You were ovulating and you knew that. You felt that pain down there. You felt that pain in your pelvic area. You knew you was ovulating when he let it off up in you. You knew you was finna be pregnant. Stop acting like y'all don't fucking know what's going on with y'all bodies, man. And that I do give it. I do give it to a lot of these females. They don't be knowing. They don't, because I used to hang with some females just used to ask me the weirdest questions. Mind you, I was the only one that used to have kids. They ain't have kids. So they used to be like, I want to get pregnant. How the hell do I get pregnant? And I'm like, how the fuck you think you get pregnant? How? How you think you supposed to have a baby? Because I supposed to just let him do it in me? Like no. You have to be ovulating. You have to have an ovulation cycle. You got to go through an ovulation cycle, and within that ovulation cycle, you can potentially get pregnant. Real talk. More than likely, you can get pregnant. And in order, I'm gonna be. This is how you know when the day that you can get pregnant. I'm finna expose the shit out these females. Real talk, because I am so tired of them lying. I'm tired of hearing the lies coming from their mouth. He got me pregnant. No, baby. You got yourself in a situation for him to get you pregnant. Because like I said, in order for you to get pregnant, you gotta feel that pain, that little when that ovulation cycle hit, you feel that pain up in your pelvis. It's like strong ass cramps coming from your ovaries. At that point, that's when you know, time for me to lay down and have a baby. Real talk. Stop acting like y'all ass. Look, a lot of these guys don't know this because y'all just be like, man, how the hell did she get pregnant? That way. That way. That is the way to get pregnant. I'm telling y'all, look it up. The only way to get pregnant, you talk to a woman that got 6 children. Then the only way to get pregnant is is to know that you're ovulating. You have to be ovulating. This is everybody's business at this point, even the men, because I know a lot of men, they sit back and they question. They like, man, how the hell she get pregnant? Just like this. All you got to do is let it off up in her as long as she ovulating. But see, the thing is, she ain't going to tell you. A lot of these women that be plotting, when they plot on pregnancies and stuff, and they don't even have any intentions on having a family or nothing like that. They just want to make your ass their baby daddy. They know that they can get pregnant because they gotta ovulate. They gotta feel them strong ass cramps coming from their ovaries, and they have to go through an ovulation cycle in order to get pregnant. I'm sick and tired of the fucking lies, and ain't nobody talking about this. Ain't nobody talking about it because people don't believe it. Nobody talks about how to have a baby and how do these women get pregnant and stuff like this. They know. They know. Trust me, they know. On my soul, you know what? I'm gonna make a laugh about this for real. We is talking about Chicago violence. And I promise y'all, my oh my gosh, my live streams always get stretched into a whole nother conversation. Real talk, because these females out here, man, that's doing this drill music, or these females out here that's being thoughts that want to be thoughts. You only get called a thought because you want to be a thought. You present yourself like a thought. You don't present yourself like a woman. You don't want a family. You don't carry yourself like a woman. You carry yourself like a WHORE, a whore. Real talk, a Jezebel. Seriously. If you out here carrying yourself like that, you might as well be happy and proud to call yourself a thought. And a lot of them, they get pregnant and they try to say, oh, he did this to me. He got me pregnant. Baby, you knew you was ovulating. Stop lying, bro. I gotta make a laugh about that shit, man. William says, yeah, some don't be knowing, but they're messing around every day so they don't miss. I swear, that is so true. It's true. It's true. But let me tell you something. Because, see, ain't no shame in my game. I have spoke on this before. I had my promiscuous days in the past, and I'm talking back in my teen years. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I know what it's like to mess around every single day, every day, you know, with the same guy, you know, for a couple months, then end up with a different guy another few months, stuff like that. So, I started to learn my body. Okay. I started doing, we have to learn our bodies. Okay. Especially when I had my very first pregnancy. When I had my very first pregnancy, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was very young. I was freaking 14, unfortunately. Well, I'm not gonna say unfortunately, fortunately, because every child really deserves a life. Let's be 100, no matter what. No matter what. Unfortunately, I just didn't know a lot. I was still ignorant to things at that time, and I ended up terminating the pregnancy at the age of 14. But after that, I started to learn my body, okay? And I knew that as a woman, we get these cramps and stuff only when our periods come, you get period cramps. So I'm thinking like, like why I keep getting these damn cramps? Like, why is I'm getting cramps like down there? So as I'm doing research, they say when you start cramping, your ovaries start hurting and stuff like that. That is your ovulation cycle. You can get pregnant. Every woman has this shit. Every woman. Okay. Now, yeah, you might have some women that can't feel the pain, but I'm telling you, the majority of the females that I hung around that ended up telling me that they got pregnant. I'm telling you, these same females that used to be like, "How you get pregnant? How you do that? How da 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 da?" I mean, it was weird as hell, but they would come back and tell me, "Girl, I took a pregnancy test. I'm pregnant." And I said, "Okay, so how did you get pregnant?" She would say, "Oh, because I did just like you said. I was ovulating. I was ovulating." And after a while, they start showing their true intentions behind getting pregnant. And it's like they wanted to reap the benefits. I didn't want these females, I didn't want to encourage them to do the wrong thing to get pregnant. I wanted them to have a family because I'm thinking you asking me this question, obviously, because you found the love of your life. You want to lay down with them, you want to get pregnant by them, y'all want to start a family. These females is literally out here getting pregnant for the wrong reasons, and they know that they can get pregnant. They know that they're fertile. Then they sit here and they point the fingers at the man. It's like, oh, he did this. He got me pregnant. You laid down with him. The day you laid down with him and you allowed him to get off, let it off up inside of you, you knew doggone well you was finna be pregnant. You already knew. You knew before you let him let it off in you. You knew that you was finna be pregnant. When you don't push him off of you and stop him before it get to that point, you know you finna get pregnant. You know. I'm so sick and tired of seeing these women out here with this single with a child and blaming a man, talking about, oh, he knew what he was doing. He got me pregnant. Baby girl, it take two. And I'm gonna be honest with you. if you know that at that moment and on that day that you lay down with this man that you ovulating and you can get pregnant, you need to tell him, hey, I don't want to have no children. I'm ovulating right now. I'm very fertile. So let it off somewhere else. All right. You know, or maybe put on some protection. You know what I'm saying? You ain't ready to have no children. But see, the females, they be ready to reap the benefits of pregnancy and having children. That's why they let it off in them. Seriously. They just be like, go on ahead, shit, do it. Because they know weeks later they're gonna take that fucking pregnancy test and them two lines gonna pop up on it, and then they gonna try to fake cry. No, 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 no. Stop acting like you ain't happy deep down inside. And you ain't happy for the baby being in your stomach. You're happy because you know at the end of the day, you finna be able to get food stamps, low income housing, cash assistance, child support, everything from the damn government. You know that. Then y'all sit here and y'all fucking wonder why Trump is up here. Excuse my language, y'all. Y'all sit here and y'all wonder why Trump is up here, you know, taking this stuff away from us. And I'm not gonna say that it's right because it's wrong too, because it is people out here that need benefits. You know what I'm saying? They need assistance for real. It's people out there. This economy is expensive as hell. Seriously, people really need assistance now. Seriously. But you got females like that make it bad for everybody else because you want to get pregnant and you want to reap the benefits of a pregnancy and you want to say, oh, shoot, I'm finna keep getting pregnant now. Now your ass done got pregnant and you got 10 different baby daddies and 10 different children. And you have a 9 or 8 bedroom home and it's Section 8. And it was because you knew that you can get that. These females look at pregnancy as a token. Simple as that. Exactly. It exactly. Shout out to hubby. Just wait till you ain't ovulating. Just wait till you ain't ovulating. You let me tell y'all something. I didn't have children and say, "Oh, he did this to me." I'm gonna be honest with you. My very first child that I had at the age of 18, also, I do want to say, even though I did begin to learn about my body after the very first pregnancy, like even still, I was still learning through those 4 years. So it's like, um, when I got pregnant with my first child, who's gonna be 13 this year, I didn't know. I ain't gonna lie, I did not know I was pregnant. I did not know. I went to the doctor because I was at school and I was sick. I was so sick. I was in my senior year of high school. I couldn't eat. I was sick. It was like every smell was just so sensitive. Everything was stinking. My new uniform that I had on was stinking to me because like the new smell of uniform, the new smell of anything brand new, it stink. You know, the cafeteria, the smell from the cafeteria at school used to make me gag. Then I couldn't stop eating Subway for some damn reason. I didn't know what the hell was wrong with me. And all of a sudden I just started feeling extremely sick and I had a high fever. And uh the school called my mom. I went up to my mom's job. She took me. She was like, you better not be lying just so you can leave school. I was like, no, I really don't feel well. Took me to the doctor. They asked me when was my last cycle and all of that stuff. And I honestly, I was like, shit, I don't even remember, because I wasn't really keeping up all the way like that. So they did a pregnancy test, came back in. Yeah, Danny, did you know that you're pregnant? I'm like, pregnant? No. The hell? I'm a senior. I'm trying to graduate from high school. What the hell you mean I'm pregnant? She's like, yeah, you're pregnant. And I thought about it to myself. I'm like, all right, let me stop. Let me stop acting like I ain't lay down with a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop acting like I ain't lay down with someone and it takes two. Okay. So at that moment, yeah, I was shocked. And I was like, oh my God, I hope I could still finish senior year. But guess what? I still was happy at the end of the day. I still was happy because every child deserves a damn life. And I knew I was going to still be a good mother. But I just want to say, like, after that, I for sure learned a whole lot more about my body. And I knew for a fact when your ass is ovulating and you feel them strong ass cramps coming from your ovaries, your ass can get pregnant. Once you lay down, once you lay down and you let him let it off, you can get pregnant. So could y'all really stop fronting and putting on a facade and trying to make it seem like he just made you a baby mama? Stop. Stop the lies. Please. We a lost nation, exactly, William. Uh right, you said black lives really don't matter. We lie to each other. We so sick of struggling that we play. Hey, shout out King Los. Shout out to King Los. Real talk, cause them some real true lyrics. We black lives don't matter. We lie to each other. We so sick of struggling that we plot on each other. If that shit ain't so true. If that shit ain't true. And let's go back to the Chicago violence in the drill rap drap shit. I'm getting all my words all mixed up. The drill rap. I hope I'm saying that right. Uh these females, because honestly, I really brought this to the table today, because I'm s- I'm so sick and tired of seeing it on the internet. I'm tired. I live in the midst of it, you know, it's crazy cuz it's like I live in a semi good neighborhood mixed in with I didn't even know this shit was going on around here like that, but I really felt it. I remember one time I stepped outside and I told my husband, I said, "Man, do you feel that?" And he was like, "Yeah, I could feel the violence." I'm like, "I can too." And mind you, I didn't know a damn thing about this specific. I knew about this neighborhood, but I knew that, 4 blocks away is bad. But over here, we decent. It's quiet. And now I'm seeing on the internet, they walking through the neighborhood doing interviews and talking about this they block, this they hood. When I tell y'all these niggas be bluffing, bro, they really be fake tough for real. Talking about this, like, how come I don't never see your ass outside posted and I be outside all the damn time? You talking about you run this block, you run this neighborhood. I'm telling y'all, they be lying. They really be lying. And I'm not gonna say all of them do, but the majority of them do, and they do it for clout, and they do it because, they're chasing fame, they chasing clout, and they gotta get in front of the camera and say what hood they from and what hood they run with. And majority of them, I want to try to say this as nice as possible. The majority of them is really goofy as hell. I'm gonna be honest with you. They just some straight goofies, straight therms. Just want some damn clout. Just feel like just because. See, a lot of them they abuse the fact that uh they're male. Okay, I'm gonna just they abuse the fact that they are a male living in the trenches, and they know that some of them are actually good kids. Some, I promise you, you know what's crazy? The ones that I seen that was on them interviews and stuff like that. Man, I see these little ninjas every damn day, damn near. And they ain't running no blocks, man. They ain't running no damn blocks. They don't run shit but they mouths. I'm just being honest. And all they do is they run up underneath somebody else and they claiming this and they claiming that. But they not running nothing. And I'm not trying to underestimate anybody as if they're not going to do anything, but I'm just being honest with you. We frequent this neighborhood a lot and we be traveling back and forth all the time. You know what I'm saying? We walking back and forth. We walk, you know. Sometimes we have the intent to take public transportation, you know, because we feel like, we in a safe zone. You know what I mean? We in a safe zone. So we like, and most importantly, we covered by the most high God. That's most important. You know, we always pray every morning as a family before we leave out the crib, all the time. And even if we still in the house, we pray all the time. Seriously. So, I mean, we covered. But at the same time, it's like I can sense I can sense violence at the same time. So every time I step out, sometimes when I step out on my back porch, I promise you it don't matter how quiet it is in this neighborhood. It's like I just still get this sense like something ain't right, man. I don't know. I just feel like somebody into it. I could feel it. And guess what? Lo and behold, on the internet, they posted it on the internet. I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna say no hoods. I'm gonna just say they posted it and they was walking through the neighborhood and they was talking about they run this block and they run this area and stuff and they into it with so and so and things like that. And I'm like, wow, that's mighty funny to me because I don't never see nobody out here posted up on this block in this neighborhood, none of that. So I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. But I do this is my prime example of what I'm talking about because a lot of y'all other the guy that said that, him and his homies that said that, y'all oppositions should not take y'all serious at this point because y'all really lying for the clout. Y'all lying. And people really out here believing this shit. They believe that these guys run this block, run this neighborhood, you know, and it's just as simple as they just want clout. They want clout and they want money and they want the fame behind it. And it's not worth it, sir. It's not worth it, ma'am, because y'all gonna lose y'all lives behind this, unfortunately, man. Do y'all want to die behind trolling your ops? You I mean, if your homies getting killed didn't set, how can I say it? If your homie got smoked, right, for dissing the ops in his rap music, why would you sit up here and go behind him getting smoked and say, you know what, I'm gonna finish what he left off? Fuck the ops, put him in the box. You don't, and it's like, bro, your homie just got smoked. He dead. Y'all just had his funeral 5 days ago. Now you up here dissing the damn ops too. Make it make sense. Make it make you want to die. Like it. I mean, y'all want to die, and then they be the main ones. It's like when you ask them, do they want to die? They say shit like, "Oh, I ain't afraid of death." Yes, you is, bro. Let's be 100. You are afraid to die, bro. You afraid of death. You is because anytime you could sit up there and say, I'ma just be 100. You was afraid that moment that your homie, your very close homie that you run with every day of your life, y'all go to stores every day, y'all hang out together, y'all roll up together, y'all do music together, y'all do everything together, bro. You when your homie got smoked, your homie died for dissing the ops, you knew you was finna be next if you keep it up. You knew that. You was scared the minute that your homie got smoked. You cried every night. You cried like that's your woman. You cried as if he did something right and he didn't deserve that. I mean, y'all put yourselves in these situations though. It's like, you know, once you put yourself in this situation doing drill rap music, dissing your ops, you putting your life on the line. And let's be 100, just like the police. The police, you know, they put themselves in these positions, and this is no disrespect to fallen officers. You know what I'm saying? But I'ma just be 1,000,000% with you right now. These officers know once you take an oath, you putting your life on the line pretty much for your country. You fighting for your country at this point because you believe that when you serve and protect, that's exactly what you're doing. You serving and protecting. But see, y'all be forgetting that y'all gotta run and chase down the ops as well, the police. You gotta chase down these gang members. You putting your life on the line because you could potentially lose your life behind this because these little young hood ninjas, they'll shoot at the police too. You know, I can't even tell you how many officers died in the city of Chicago behind gun violence as well. You know, they felt like they were serving and protecting, and next thing you know, these little YNs took their life. I mean, but let's be realistic here. You knew what you was getting yourself into when you took that oath. You knew that at that point, you could potentially lose your life being a police officer. Seriously, that's why I don't understand when people be like, "Oh no." I mean, you taking an oath as well. Once you sign your name on that dotted line on that damn contract, when you signing with these labels, real talk, especially if you don't carry yourself the right way. I do not listen to this drill rap music, man. I don't listen to this bull crap. But I finally listened to it last night. I didn't even know who all these people was. I don't know the I literally don't know these young people, man. Even though they live in Chicago and all of that, and they be, you know, maneuvering through my neighborhood and talking about this they block and all type of shit. Like, I don't know these people, but I took the time out to finally listen to what I think I could hear them saying, and I even slowed it down. And they're talking about their ops. All they doing is talking about their ops. They talking about smoking their ops, and they talking about when they catch their ops, they gonna smoke them. And I don't get it. I don't understand why put your life on the line just because of your hate towards someone else. Why are you putting your life on the line because your homie, he decided that he wanted to diss the ops, and you was in every music video with him, and now he dead. Now you turn around, now you dissing the ops right after he. You want to die too? They be like, I ain't afraid to die. I promise to God you is, bro. You're hurt, bro. You hurt. Take that hurt and that pain and put it into some real music. Stop dissing the ops. If you really hurt behind your homie dying, all you gotta do is make some good music. I promise you. You're gonna attract a lot of people to your music off of that. You're gonna attract a good fan base off of your hurt and your pain behind your homie passing away or behind your lifestyle, and change your life around, bro. Some of y'all, majority of these guys out here got kids. I seen an interview with a Chicago rap artist, well-known Chicago rap artist. I'm not gonna say no names because, like I said, I'm not trying to be anyone's target. But this specific artist stated, uh, back then that it didn't used to be the way that it is now. And a lot of these YNs, they just want to hold guns and they just want to be into it with people and things like that. And see, what this Chicago artist fails to realize is a lot of these same YNs that you're talking about that's holding guns and stuff like that and doing drill rap music and dissing they ops, it's because you were their influence, sir. It was your fault. Seriously. You the one that you one of the ones that really started this as well. Let's be honest with you. Let's go all the way back to the 2010s. You did this. This is your fucking mess. So clean it up. Y'all ass ain't out here pushing peace. I'm tired of their ass out here talking about, oh, we pushing peace. We push. How? How? How you push? I hear my husband talking about it a lot. He say, oh, this artist, they pushing peace. They pushing peace. But then I sit and I think about it, I say, how is they pushing peace if they still got they little homies out here, doing drill music. They still allowing their little homies to hold pistols. They not sitting them down and they not telling them, you know what, y'all, let's stop this shit, man. Let's just stop. Stop. Everybody, stop. If you really pushing peace, you will come to the internet. Especially if you one of the ones that started this and you see how it's unfolding and you see so many young people dying behind this and you see a lot of these young folks is heavily influenced off of your music, off of the things that they heard that you did. I'm telling you, you would get in front of the camera or you would sit them all down in a big ass group where you would have a huge gathering and you would say, look, y'all, look, I know what I did. All right. I know, but I changed my life around for the better. Look, y'all, we got to push peace. No more drill music. No more. No more of it. No more sleeping with these nasty little females out here, man. No more. Let's just stop. Let's stop doing the interviews. Let's just stop, y'all. Please, let's just stop. But you ain't doing that. Y'all actually encouraging it. But you say that you pushing peace in the same breath. Make it make sense. Ain't no peace. Ain't no damn peace. Because yet and still, I woke up at 6 this morning and I heard sirens like a month. And I said, already on a school day, some of these kids' first day of school is today. Some of them already started school a couple weeks ago. But Monday morning, early in the morning, all you hear is goddamn sirens. Obviously, somebody got their ass clapped. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me read the comments. Will says they don't have you said they don't have goals, nothing of importance. They're seeking notoriety instead of real progress. Exactly. You said I feel most of them be suicidal from police officers to gang members. Yes. Yes. Will says back in the day the streets was about hustling, getting money. These new cats don't seem to be interested in the money. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. See, and this specific Chicago artist that I'm talking about, I, I don't know what's wrong with his brain. Evidently, it's too much. It's too many of the drugs, too many of the drugs, too many of the drinking and all whatever. But this ninja sat here and even admitted that back then they used to, you know, gang bang. They used to make their rap music and they would hustle. That's it. They was just hustling. They had respect for one another in the community. They had respect for the neighbors, all type of stuff. And then it just transitioned to this. I mean, and my thing is it transitioned to this bull crap because you pushed it. You was the part of the damn problem. You ain't gonna say nothing about that, is it? It are you? You ain't gonna say, oh, you know what? I'm the one that started this. I'm part of the problem, and I just wanted to stop. And I'm gonna stop making music myself. And matter of fact, I'm gonna start making great music. You wanna know why he's not gonna do that? Because he knows eventually his label that he signed to can potentially kill him off for doing the right thing. So it's like they gotta keep doing the wrong thing and they gotta keep promoting the wrong thing while at the same time speaking on the right thing. Like I don't get it. You said most of these motherfuckers got money. It's just like wifey is saying, and you said they just want to be known and lit. Saddest part is they just can't speak on it. Too tough because Chicago. Exactly. Exactly. See, this my thing about Chicago drill rappers, right? They just feel like if you pushing peace, if you pushing peace for real, you see a lot of them be like, oh, we out here, we pushing peace, we pushing peace, we out here pushing peace. How you out here pushing peace, but you with ganging them at the same time? Y'all throwing up gang signs, and y'all talking about blicks out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all waving y'all pistols in the camera, counting up money. Hold this another thing. How you giving back to your community if you holding up money to your ear? How you giving back to your community if you passing out $1? That's giving back to your community. You passing out $1 to children. I'm just saying. You giving back to your community because you giving somebody $10. That's not giving back to your community. Giving back to your community is taking away the violence, especially if you know that you contributed to the damn problem in the first place. And you got all these bodies dropping, and the bodies that's dropping is the ages of 12 and 13, 11-year olds, 10-year olds, 9-year olds. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired. And I'm sick and tired of these stupid ass parents that just feel like, go your ass outside. I'm so tired of you. And then as soon as your damn child get killed, now you on a new you crying. You crying, but you wasn't crying when you told your damn child to get the fuck out your face and go outside and go play. You crying, but you ain't care about your child coming in the crib at 11, 9 o'clock, 11, 12 o'clock midnight. But you're crying though. But you crying now. Cry me a damn river. Cause you ain't care about your child when you told they ass to go outside and go play. You didn't care. And then a lot of these ninjas, this the most diabolical part about it. These ninjas that's a part of the problem that started this drill rap music in the first place. Y'all see these little children dying behind this. Y'all see these teenagers dying behind it, and y'all just don't have a ounce of fucking sympathy. It's like you just continue from where you left off. You keep making your music. Meanwhile, you hearing about all the Chicago violence going on, these kids dying behind dissing they ops, and you know that you're the biggest reason why this is happening. Y'all don't have no sympathy because see, your label that you signed to, they needed you to have blood on your hands behind this because all it's gonna do for you is make more money, more millions, more. They gonna feel like you doing an amazing job out of nowhere. They just gonna feel like you doing an amazing job out of nowhere, just because it's bodies dropping behind these ninjas dissing they ops, man. Sad. Exactly. You can't, you know, and that's my thing too. See what Will said. He said my main thing was, and it's to avoid being locked up because I can't hustle from a cage. Even though we talk about money on this channel a lot, and we talk about how money is the root of all evil, because that is one of the biggest problems, and this is exactly why society, well, we just gonna say the black generation is dying off faster than these kids can't even look forward to their fifth birthday. To their fifth birthdays. They can't even look forward to their ninth birthdays. They have to brace every moment of their lives living in the trenches, living in the city of Chicago, hoping that they don't die from gun violence and shit at a young age, bro. They out here drawing pictures and stuff, talking about please stop the violence. All types, man, come on now. So it's like the crazy part about it is, you know, once they get older and they start being influenced behind this music, behind this drill music and stuff like that, they see that it's making is making the people that they know a lot of money and stuff. They don't care, if they end up locked up and stuff like that. But see, that's my thing. When they get locked up, they still be happy, knowing that they have the clout now because they are one of the biggest young up and coming artists, drill rap artists in the city of Chicago. It it seemed like they still love clout even behind the walls of prison. Even, I mean jail, before they make it to prison. It's like they still love the clout. They enjoy the clout because, and why I say that, because they homies and stuff be calling them. I mean, they call their homies and then they go live and then it's like, yeah, this my homeboy, woo woo, from jail. and he up there rapping on the phone, and he just laughing, and he talking about still getting the ops when he get out. He don't care about no money at this point because he feel like he's set right now. You know what I'm saying? Because his homies, they still sending him money and stuff like that, making sure he got commissary, things like that. And he still has the intentions to find his ops when he get out. So going to jail, it just makes them a lot more, happy. It makes them a lot more, it makes them feel like, they tough because they went to jail. But see, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all don't know what happens behind the walls. Y'all don't know if they getting their ass beat, knocked the hell out, uh, pumped up in the booty. All you don't know. You don't know. You don't know what really goes on until you really hear it from the next month MFer that was locked up with them that say, "Oh, so and so really a goofy. So and so really a goofy. We beat his ass up in jail. He got did up real good up in jail. He really a goofy. He out here talking about like for real." You said, all right, let me go all the way down to the last comment. You said these kids is finna grow up and they parents beef and then say it again. Say it again. That's the biggest thing right there. The kids, the children, they're growing up into their parents' beef. And you said, then what? Well, I mean, they gonna be just like their parents, misled. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like I said, I'm not gonna say no names because I'm no one's target. But I do want to say that a lot of these Chicago rap artists, bro, they are so sick in the minds that they have the audacity to have children, and they doing all this stuff in front of their children. I seen this one Chicago artist, right? He gave his baby, the baby girl, the baby. She don't know what this is. He gave her a huge stack of money, and she just playing with it. And she got the little pacifier in her mouth, sucking on the pacifier. Little baby, a little. She looked like she probably was like just made 1 years old, if not one, maybe 11. I mean, I'll say like 9 or 10 months old. Little baby. She don't know nothing about what's going on. She don't know. She innocent. She's still innocent because babies are innocent, bro. Until you bring them into this, until they start having the mindset of what's really going on. Kids are still innocent, and these I don't understand how you could be so mentally ill enough to mislead your child the wrong way on purpose. Then what happened if she grow up and she decide that she want to be a drill rap artist just like your ass? You gonna encourage it, of course. You gonna encourage it. You gonna love it. You feel like she's gonna be doing the right thing with her life. That's a shame, man. These babies is growing up into this. I see it a lot too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I maneuver through my neighborhood and stuff like that. I be seeing it. These young little boys walking to school, coming from school. They got dreadlocks in their head. They look like they in pre-K, kindergarten, and I'm talking about little ass children. I see a 1 year old and his siblings. His siblings, they look like they about under the age of, I would say they definitely under the age of 10. So it's him and his siblings. And I see them and they walking with each other. A 1 year old though. And they walking around here and they playing and stuff. And they got pants sagging. And what do you know? Dreadlocks, of course. Like the YN starter kit. The YN starter kit. And and I say that is because the parents. It's the parent. It ain't the kid's fault. It's the parents. What what makes you feel like, you know what makes you feel like in the back of your mind, when I have a son, My son finna be out here. He finna be just like his daddy. I'm finna get him some dreads. I'm put some dreadlocks in his hair. He finna be having pants sagging, all types of stuff. School, whatever. As long as he get the hell up out of my face. He can go to school. He can get out of my face. We ain't finna be doing no homework though. But he better get good grades. Is you slow? Like, are you just dumb? Or you retarded or you slow? Which one? Because I'm telling y'all, this is exactly how they think for real. And I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I can't believe I really used to hang around females like this. That like I cannot believe that I really used to hang around females like this. Seriously. That wants bad for their child. They want to put dreadlocks in their son's hair. They want their sons to have his pants sagging. And I blame the fathers too. Because where the hell y'all at? Why y'all? Oh my bad, you not even present. Of course, you ain't present because you don't want to be present because you ain't ready to be a father. But I mean, she pregnant. She got pregnant. She had a child. It's your child. Be a father, bro. Be a father. Be a good father at that. And and stop being okay with watching this chick, which is your baby mama, put dreads in the son's hair and got their pants sagging. I don't understand, bro. You said a dude said if he get out. Oh, what's up, Emma? Say if he get out, he is killing his ops kids.
He said, nigga, you better get out before me, because if I get out before you, I'm killing your kids. Oh, God.
You see, this is and y'all. You know what? You know what? Y'all think I like being in the midst of this bull crap, bro? I have a child. She deserves a life too. You know. I don't want to be in the midst of this. I do not want to be in the midst of this shit that y'all got going on, bro. Whatever y'all got going on, man. I just I, why? Is it really that? It's all over music though. It's literally over music. It's music and it's the hood that you from. Oh, he ain't on shit. He one of the ops. He blah blah blah. He be on the block and he don't be nowhere on the block and he be over there and he be with them and he be blah 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 and do 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 and and then you say woo woo. You say what? You say how? You say you say so. You say so. You say so. Like bro, bro, stop, please. I mean, y'all don't even know how stupid y'all sound when y'all get in front of the camera, and then they be going live, and then they go live, y'all, and they get on live streams and they troll they ops. Even the female drill rappers be doing the same thing. Get on phony grave, like don't never in your life call yourself a woman until you transition yourself fully into a woman. Never. Because you ain't a woman. You too masculine to be a woman. All that masculinity up inside of you, you talking about on phone them grave. You you talking about you a woman and you want to be one of his ops. You want to get shot at. You want to shoot people. I mean, I see these females on here and they be really y'all, I'm telling y'all, bro, the community that I live in is full of lost ass chill. I didn't even know it was this many children that lived around. I thought it was a honestly, if you ask me, I thought it was a lot of elderly folks that lived around, bro. I see nothing but teens and children, and all of them is lost, soulless. You want to know why? Because it's the parents' fault. It's the parents' fault. It ain't their fault. It's the parents' fault, unfortunately. You know, the teenagers They be out here and they be throwing up gang signs. I see the females doing it too. The little females, teenagers, yeah, yeah. They like 13, they like 14. They wearing shirts and stuff, shirts and hoodies, talking about R.I.P. so and so, and it's a little hood ninja that died from gun violence because he was really in that shit, and they repping it. They rep at the age of 13. These little females is repping it on their shirts and everything, and they throwing up gang signs and they twerking, and they're heavily influenced by these damn Chicago female drill artists that's dissing they ops. They're heavily influenced by it. They love it too. Thanks to y'all. Thanks to y'all. Thanks to, and then y'all don't even care. Y'all don't even care what y'all have, what Chicago has became. Y'all don't care. These big artists, some of them is locked up. Y'all might know who I'm talking about from Chicago. You know, some of them still roaming around the streets of Chicago. These big drill artists, and they love what Chicago has became. Chicago is a freaking hellhole. It is a disaster, okay? And don't sit up here. Please do not listen to these other content creators that's been talking about this Trump situation and they talking about, oh, Chicago crime is down. Don't believe that shit, bro. Don't believe it. Ain't no crime down. Yeah, facts. Um, these Chicago drill artists, bro, these big Chicago drill artists, they still come into these communities and they just watch. They sit back and they watch and they like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I rock with your music, bro. All right, y'all keep doing it. Keep doing good, bro. Keep doing what y'all doing. Keep doing, yeah, yeah. Keep doing. Like, why is you encouraging it? You want me to move from right here? Uh, so here you go. Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all about something, right? I remember one time. This is so to what Will said. Will said even the police is crooked. There it is in every nook and corner. Yes, that is so true. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. One time the police so crooked. This how you know CPD count y'all days because y'all really be working with these negative ass drill artists out here because police don't get no fuck. They like to see the bodies dropping as well. You know, it's helping them make a lot of money too. You know, so I remember one time, right? It's early in the morning. It's a school day, bright and early. Construction workers is outside doing construction. You know, kids is walking to school. Next thing you know, you hear somebody come through and they with a switch. Do you not know how many kids could have died outside that day? Like literally, right here. And so I'm like, what the, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the hell? I can't. Even the construction workers seen it because they was doing good. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. They let off 16 shots. I don't know who the hell they was targeting. I don't know, but evidently it was some drill rap music beef. And so anyway, the police were called, right? And so they get over here. Let me tell y'all what they did. CPD. They so dirty. They get over here. They get out the car. They're having conversations with each other. I want to say in total it had to be about 9 officers. I didn't even know that, I did hear that the shots was so close, but I didn't know that it was bullets in my freaking yard. I didn't know. So they pick up now you know how they supposed to put the little yellow cones down and tape it off. They ain't do none of that shit. They ain't do none of it. They had a conversation with each other for 5 minutes. Then they found where all the bullets was. They picked up the bullets and put it in their hand, put it in their pocket, got in the car and rolled off. I promise you, I'm not even lying. And I'm like, what the fuck? I promise you, it didn't go under investigation. There was no further investigation. There was no news channel. I don't expect for the shit to hit the media every time, but I'm just being realistic here. There was no type of cones that they put down. They didn't tape it off. They didn't do none of that. They just picked up the bullets with their bare hands, put it in their pocket, and rolled off. You cannot tell me the police is not working with these little ninjas. You cannot tell me the police ain't working with them. They working with them for sure. To do that, because I ain't never seen them do no shit like that. Usually they tape it off. They have a long ass little investigation, at least for like an hour, at least. Mind you, when they rolled off after they did that, they did not come back. They did not come back. You said shout out to the Chicago interview people. I mean, yeah, let's clap it up for them, cause let's clap it up. Shout out to the I ain't saying no names, but these Chicago content creators that are doing interviews with the drill rappers. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are doing a terrific job with continuing to uh create chaos. You can't tell me that you don't have intentions to troll through your interviews and create more problems for the city of Chicago, bro. Shout out to y'all. Y'all doing an amazing, terrific job. Round of applause for real. And you know what? Most importantly, though, if these Chicago drill artists have a damn brain, if they have a freaking brain, they will say, you know what, I'm not finna do no interviews with nobody. I'm not finna sit down on nobody's couch. I'm not about to talk about my ops. I'm not about to talk about how I got into it with them. I'm not finna do none of that. And it's like, come on, man. You a grown ass what man supposedly, and you're a grown ass supposed to be woman, and you don't have a brain to say, you know what, nah, I'm not finna go in front of no cameras. I'm not finna do no interviews because I don't want to create more of an issue that I already have. I'm already running from my ops while chasing my ops at the same time. Like, can y'all please make that make sense to me? How is you dipping and dodging and hiding from the ops and chasing them at the same time though? You trying to find them and they trying to find you. Huh? Make it make sense. Who running from who? And then y'all just be y'all so prideful. Y'all so full of pride. You so full of pride you can't even let it go. You can't even say, you know what? Look, I know you my op, and I know you was my op once upon a time, but I'm done with it. I'm done. I don't even want to chase you no more, bro. You got it. You got it. All right, you won. You got this. I'm cool. I don't want to do no music no more. I'm good. I don't even want to be into it with nobody. But y'all too prideful. Too prideful. Cause y'all feel like ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. Yeah. Who the ups? Who the ups? And it's like, I guess you just I guess people might as well start making obituaries for you. They might as well start, getting them funeral expenses together real soon. I mean, your family might as well start planning. especially to these females, man. It's more easier for these females to lose their lives behind this crap than it is the males, because it's like y'all in this shit and y'all love it, and I don't get it and I don't understand. Don't you want to be a woman? Don't you want to have a family? Don't you want to, like, why would you want to spend the rest of your days in your life, dedicating your life to chasing your ops, and dedicating all your music to your ops? Like, why do you put so much into your ops? I mean, you have these, even the men, the males too. You have a very, y'all have a very strong obsession with y'all ops. Seriously. And it's ridiculous, and it's a mental illness, and y'all need to seek help. Seek help from the Most High God, and y'all need to get y'all lives right, and y'all really need to start praying. Real talk. You know, because you can't sit here. Don't tell me that you believe in God at the same time. I'm gonna be 100. Most of them, if you ask them, do they believe in God, they'll be like, they probably laugh at you, because they already sold they souls to the devil. But all I'm gonna say is, I feel like you should change your life around before you lose it. Nevertheless, wake them folks up.